Now, last week we were talking about how so much of our wartime history can be seen across the English Channel, and we showed you the Military Museum at Dunkirk.
But close by is a former military site which could have caused chaos across the southeast and perhaps changed the course of the war, as Derek Johnson explains.
This is La Coupole near Saint-Omer, a huge concrete dome built by the Nazis to house their latest and greatest terror weapon. The V1, a bomb placed on an automatic plane, was already being fired at Britain. Nobody imagined, though, there was even worse to come.
The V2 rockets were the first stratospheric rocket in history. It's really a very important object in all the 20th century history. It's a turning point in technology and in war also.
We know in Kent many of the V1 rockets were shot down. When it came to the V2, that didn't happen.
No, because when the V2 landed, you heard the noise after it landed, because it was a supersonic rocket.
La Coupole, a vast underground network impervious to Allied bombing, was to be the base for a massive series of launches. By 1944, hundreds of rockets were being stored in these caves.
They wanted to fire about 50 rockets each day in order to destroy everything, every cultural building, to destroy the national roots of Britain.
Like a terror tactic, really.
It's absolutely a terror attack, a terror strategy.
So the rockets would have been stored below us here, brought from Germany.
Brought from Germany, where they were made in an underground factory using slave labor by inmates from a concentration camp called Dora.
And they would have been fired, what, from a site just over there?
Yes, absolutely. This huge dome here is the underground installation, and there were two launching pads down there because the rocket was fired vertically, which was a completely new idea.
The Nazis were just weeks away from completing La Coupole when they abandoned the site following the Allied landings. Some V2s were fired from scattered locations, but nothing like the numbers planned. I know the war is full of these what-if questions, but what if La Coupole had been finished before the Allies landed here?
I'm afraid all the centre of London would have been destroyed.
Do you think it would have prolonged the war?
I think so. The target for the Nazis was to concentrate all their military forces on the Eastern Front towards the Soviet Union. And so they wanted first to have the United Kingdom out of the war. And the only means to do this was to launch terrorist weapons against the population of London.
There are many museums in Kent that tell us about the V1 rockets because so many landed there.
Yes.
Really, this is the only place that tells us about the V2s, is that right?
Yes, I think so. It's really a unique place. It's something you can find elsewhere in Europe. It's the beginning of a new era, the missile age.
La Coupole is open every day of the year. Derek Johnson near Saint-Omer for Meridian Tonight.
Well, if you're interested in visiting the museums featured in Derek's report, you can find out more on itvlocal.com/Meridian, including travel routes for getting there.
And while we're on our war theme, there's a fundraising concert called Fly with the Stars in just a few weeks' time to safeguard the future of the National Memorial to the Battle of Britain Airmen, which stands, of course, at Capel-le-Fern near Folkestone. More information about that concert, which takes place at the London Palladium on September the 7th. All those details, again, at our website, itvlocal.com/Meridian, by the way.
Yeah.
You forgot that.
Lots
Most
of good...
important bit.
Yeah.
You don't want to forward slash anything else.
No,
Get you in all sorts of trouble.